Now let me ask y'all a question. How many of y'all seen the movie Life? Movie Life? Okay, we got a nice amount of people, okay. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. It's with comedic greats, for those who don't know, Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence. It's a movie set back in the 1940s, right? And they falsely get convicted of a crime and get sentenced to Exactly. So they all get on this prison bus, him and a whole bunch of other guys, and they go to this prison. Now this prison ain't the typical type of prison. It's like a big old farmyard prison. Big old farmyard prison. So they all get up in this line, right? And they got one guy, if you've seen the movie, you know, he's walking with this shotgun, and he's listening to rules of the prison. One of the rules, my favorite part, was the gun line. You know the gun line. Let's talk about the gun line, boss. So, the gun line, just reiterate what that means, was a line that I don't care if you step your pinky toe over. They would shoot you because they would be considered trying to escape. You would be considered trying to get out of the prison. They would shoot you. Anybody, since we had a lot of people that seen that movie, what did the gun line look like? Dirt? Grass? The gun line was invisible. You couldn't even see the gun line. You couldn't see it. They kept people inside of this line that was invisible from fear. But instead of that gun line, it's a box of limitations. That's what I call it. And instead of this big guy with this shotgun walking up and down, go look in the mirror, and that's that person. I call it the box of limitations. Hypothetically speaking, since we got football players in here, let's say your season started this August. You figure out that you got cancer. So guess what? You're scared, you're fearful. You shut everything down in your life. Everything that you have going on in your life, you shut down because you're scared. Food that you once loved eating, you can't eat it anymore because you're nauseous. You vomit it out. Activities that you once loved doing, whether it's going to see a girl, going to go walk around the park, going to lift weights, anything you can't do because all you can do is lay in this bed and be sick all day because you're sick with cancer. And hair, every piece of hair that you guys have on your head right now, every day when you wake up, it's on a pillow. And the next day, there's more hair, and the next day, there's more hair. Now, let's change that story up a little bit. Let's say you figure out that you have cancer 6 months later instead of August. You continue to play football, and not only do you play football, you dominate. You dominate people. That food that you once loved eating, you keep on eating them hamburgers. Those activities that you once loved doing, you continue to do. And that hair that's on you guys' head, you keep every strand of it. And on top of that, one more thing. So let me get this right. The difference between both of those scenarios for you guys, for you, is one person knew he had cancer and operated inside that box of limitation. Fear, insecurities, doubt. All because he knew you had cancer. And the other one that didn't know, he didn't operate inside that box. He still had it, but because he thought outside of that box, he continued, and not only did he continue, he dominated. He dominated. So you telling me that if cancer, stage 4 cancer, can't hold somebody's mentality box, thinking outside that box, you telling me that fatigue can? You telling me that doubt can? You telling me that fear can? That don't make sense, because guess what? Stage 4 cancer can kill you. Those things can't kill one thing but your dreams. Do you understand that? it can kill nothing. So as long as you think outside of that box of limitations, that box of fear, that box of doubt, that box of I may not pass this class, once you think outside of that box, then that's when you're too big to stop every single person in this room. Now before I get out of here, I want to issue a challenge. I want to issue a challenge to everybody in here. The next time you're tired, the next time you run, the next time you're fatigued, and you start thinking inside that box of limitation, that tired box, and you do this, I want you to stand up at that moment, at that exact moment, and say, no, it's too big to stop. It's too big to stop. The next moment you may have a problem in the class, because Lord knows things happen. I challenge you to log out of social media just for 2 days, every single account that you have. And every time you want to pick up that phone and get in somebody's DM, slide in that DM, I want you to slide on your education, slide on your notebooks. I challenge you, be too big to stop. I don't care what it is. I don't care if you have a death in the family, if you have a fallout with somebody that's close to you. Too big to stop doesn't mean you don't feel pain. Too big to stop doesn't mean you don't feel fear. Too big to stop doesn't mean you feel doubt. Too big to stop is no matter what, when you feel it, you take that next step forward because you won't be stopped. You are too big to stop.